Now what is quadratic equation? So the name quadratic is familiar to you all. We have learned about quadratic polynomial. What is a quadratic polynomial in generalized form? We know that it is ax square plus bx plus c. Now here a, b, c are the numbers which are real numbers and x is the variable. This is a quadratic polynomial. Remember, quadratic polynomial I am writing here. Now if this quadratic polynomial is equated with 0, so we write like this: ax square plus bx plus c. If we equate with 0, we will get quadratic equation. So this should be clear in your mind that what is the difference between a quadratic polynomial and a quadratic equation. So quadratic polynomial is not having 0 equals to 0, whereas in equation we have left hand side and right hand side, and that is why when this is equated with 0 we get a quadratic equation. Now this type of quadratic equation, this is the generalized form of quadratic equation. Why it is named as quadratic equation? We know that the variable x has the power or the degree 2. The highest degree is 2 of variable x. That is why it is named as quadratic. And we are familiar that in a linear polynomial, when we were talking about a linear polynomial, it has a degree 1, and when it is a cubic, it has a degree 3 of the variable. But here we have to learn about quadratic, so the value of the variable, that is the degree of the variable, not the value, the degree of the variable should be 2. Remember, the highest degree should be 2. That gives us quadratic equation. Now, many real life situations can be solved by this quadratic equation. Many real life solutions you can have by using quadratic equation. So here one thing you have to remember, that which equation can be termed as a quadratic equation. So I have told you that highest. Now if we have to check, for example, I am giving you one example to check whether it is a quadratic equation or not. I have x minus 1 and x plus 1 on one side, and I have x square plus 8 on another side. So if I solve this on the left hand side, if I factorize, I will get x square minus 1 equals to x square plus 8. Now I have to verify whether this is a quadratic equation or not. So what we will get here, this x square will cancel and we will not have this, in this equation we will not have the value of the variable x having the degree 2. So this is not termed as a quadratic equation. So this is not a quadratic equation. Remember, if we have we want to check whether it is a quadratic equation or not, we should have the highest degree and it should be written in this form. So if we have like this, x into x minus 1 plus 8, whether this is a quadratic equation or not. This is example number 2. Then if we solve this, we will get like this, x square minus x plus 8. Now see, if we write it in generalized form, ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, then this becomes a quadratic equation. So this should be clear that if you have a quadratic, if you want to check whether it is a quadratic equation or not, the highest degree of the variable should be 2, and it should not be a fraction. It should not be like this, root x. It should not be like this, or it should not be like this. Then this will not be a quadratic equation. Remember student, again it should not be in this form, then also it is not a quadratic equation. So it seems this idea I have cleared for you, that what is the meaning of the quadratic equation and how to find out whether it is a quadratic equation or not. I hope that you have enjoyed this video.